Hi, I'm Stan Goldstein with Kates-Boylston Publications. I'm happy to be joined by my new coworker, Lynn Cavanaugh, who is
Yes.
joining us here at Kates-Boylston as the editor of our weekly newsletter, Funeral Service Insider. Let me explain what Funeral Service Insider is for those who may not know. It's the go-to electronic resource for death care professionals. It is published at least 48 times per year and includes the latest news, analysis, work tools, and case studies that you can use to boost market share and customer service. When you subscribe to it, you'll also get the newsletter's annual compensation survey, casket survey, and other exclusive reports. Welcome, Lynn. Thank you for joining us.
Yes. Hey, good to be here.
All right. And before I start asking you some questions, I'm just going to give a little bit about your background. And Lynn comes to us here at KB with more than 30 years of experience and is an award-winning editor-in-chief of 2 national magazines. Over the years, she has worked for top publishers Condé Nast Publications and American Media, as well as Vanguard, a Fortune 500 company. Recently, she was editor-in-chief of What's New in Benefits and Compensation, a biweekly newsletter that helps HR managers with compliance, healthcare plans, benefits, compensation, and retention. All right, Lynn, tell us about your work background. Tell us about where you went to college, and take us from the beginning of this 30-year journey that you've done.
It's a long journey. Yeah. Grew up North Jersey, right near Manhattan, outside Manhattan. So, I went to school up Montclair State University up north, Upper Montclair, and I started working in Manhattan for women's magazines. I worked, that was probably in the heyday of women's magazines. I worked for 3 of them. Woman magazine, American Woman, and a Woman's Own. Okay, so that was a great experience, great learning ground. I guess I was able to learn tons about putting issues together. And I was hired actually to start a magazine called the second one, American Woman. They hired me to launch a magazine. So I basically came in because I had some experience before that. So, I came in with my contacts, just called publishers, writers, publicists, PR people. I had to hire people and figure out what we were going to put on the cover. And we got that going. That was a very big challenge for me because I've never done that before, but it worked out really well. We were up and running about 2 or 3 months. It was a pretty successful magazine during that time, and we won that's where I won a magazine award. I submitted a piece we did on it was during the O.J. Simpson trial, and I worked up a piece on battered women. I found women, I actually, after the trial, we were all watching it on TV in the office, and we were like, we have to do something. So we did this special section on, we found women in, Nicole Simpson's situation that were able to get out of the relationship. And we thought they were so brave for telling their story. They were so hard to find, these women. Some of them put their pictures in the magazine, and I just thought it was such a great piece that I submitted it, and that's what we won the magazine award for. So that was a great achievement, I guess. So I did, women's magazines. Then I did that for, probably 15 years, then moved down to South Jersey, and I got more involved in, then it was kind of changing from print to digital.
Right.
During that time, late 90s, I guess, 2000, and, I started working more digital, reports, newsletters, and all the magazines were going digital pretty much, or everything was going digital. So I was able to find kind of new new niche in B2B, which I really like. I didn't know I would enjoy it as much. I guess what I like is learning
What does
about,
B&B stand
oh,
for?
I'm sorry, business to business,
Oh, okay.
because I was doing all consumer before that. The
Mhm.
women's magazines. I actually worked for the National Enquirer for a little while, which was another great experience. It was interesting. I did that for a while, moved to South Jersey, got more involved in the business to business. Vanguard, I worked, a bunch of different companies that did newsletters. Like my last one was What's New in Benefits and Compensation. So I learned about the HR field. I also did a newsletter for quality managers and safety managers. So I learned a lot about manufacturing. So I kind of love learning about new businesses, industries, finding out. That's why I like this niche. It's very, it's a smaller market and they have very unique concerns, I guess. And
The
that's what
funeral service industry
yeah,
you're in.
the funeral
Yeah.
service. And
Mhm.
I, it's a big challenge for me, and I think for the industry, it's just changing a lot. It's very traditional, but I want to be able to help these people, the people in the funeral death care industry, and help them evolve and adapt to what's going on in the world now. I guess people are, changing. COVID changed a lot of the funeral business, and it's a lot different now. So a different landscape. So I'd like to be able to help them with that, by offering insight, what's going on, trends and in the industry, and be able to help them move forward.
Mhm. Okay. You sort of already answered my next question
Oh,
there.
okay.
But that's good. That's good. My question was, well, it was a two-parter. Had anything in your past experience, had you covered anything in the funeral service industry? And what piqued your interest about doing, like you mentioned part of it, you answered part of it already, but about, covering the funeral service industry now, business to business, as you were saying earlier.
Right. That's why I think I like it, 'cause it's something I haven't covered. And I think, since it is kind of evolving right now, I think I can come in and offer a fresh viewpoint and, kind of maybe not, well, shake things up a little bit just to, maybe, I guess, maybe what worked in the past isn't working now. So we gotta they gotta, market in a different way. And, I was just reading like some funeral directors are marketing on Facebook even, it's just a new way of doing business now. And that's what I think, is good, it gives me a new perspective on the industry, and I hope I can bring that to the readers.
Um, I've been with Kates-Boylston for about 3 years. I came from a sports background, journalism background. But what I liked, I was very interested. A lot of it was new to me. So I was very inquisitive when I was talking to people. And I think instead of just, giving them the same basic questions, I was digging a little deeper because I didn't know a lot about it myself. And I think that's what you'll bring here too, that dig a little deeper, find some fresh angles on things too that may have not been looked at before.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, like yeah, I think I've always had that inquisitiveness. I guess my mother always would tell me, and I guess I've always had that. Like, probably it drives my husband crazy sometimes because I'm always asking, well, why are we doing, I need the information, I guess. Like, why are we doing it this way? Why, that's interesting. Like, tell me more about that. So I do have that natural curiosity, which is good when you're looking at something fresh, like, oh, all right, that's interesting. Why are they doing that? Like I just read, oh, what was it about caskets selling on consignment? I was like, oh, I didn't even, I jotted that down because I want to look into that more. So stuff like that, piques my curiosity, I guess, about the business.
Mhm. And
So
I know you've just started, but you've had a chance to look at some past Funeral Service Insider newsletters. And what are some of the ideas I met you in the office the other day, and you had some ideas you're already thinking about. So tell us
yeah,
about that, maybe down the line that people might see in the newsletter.
yeah. I mean, I'm always getting ideas with every job I've had. I'm always like, oh, watching TV on the radio and the newspaper online. I'm always, oh, that would make a good article. So, yeah, I mean, I'd love to, and I think the company would like to just update the newsletter, fresh redesign. But I mean, it's not so much that, it's more bring in new content. My last job, I did a lot of problem solution. So we talked to, for now, it would be good to talk to people in the business, and they had this, whatever the problem was, they didn't seem to be attracting enough business. And, here's what we did. So, other owners would love to know, how they solved that. So I'd love to do more things like that. So talk to more people in the business and figure out how they solved whatever problem it was. And then, bring in more, I guess I'm looking to bring in more variety of types of articles. I know you had just worked on something on taxes for the specific for the funeral people. And, I think it's got a real niche, anything that we can help them run their everyday business. The COVID situation, it's a different level with them. It's, small, but they're still dealing with COVID and masks and, vaccine mandates. And, we need to cover things like that more that affect them every day.
Definitely, definitely.
And some humor. I wanted to bring in maybe a little humor would be good.
Yeah, yeah. I just, for the October issue of American Funeral Director magazine, found a funeral home in New York City that had a comedy night, and they had 175 people there to hear comedians at the funeral home. So nice. So yeah, you never know what angles you might find. Yeah, and what ideas you there.
Yeah, because just last night I was watching Curb Your Enthusiasm, and they had Larry
Yeah.
was invited. Albert Brooks wanted to do his own funeral before he died, so he invited all his friends, and that's just something different to bring a little levity, I guess. So I'd like to, and what was I reading? Dr. Dre was presented with divorce papers at his grandmother's funeral. So, something
Wow.
just a little, make things a little lighter, bring more variety, I guess, is what I'm looking for. And inspire people, give them a little hope.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about yourself, what you like to do in your free time, and have fun with.
Yeah, you might, I have a dog here. We have a Springer Spaniel. Well, now that we're home, he's with us all the time. So you might have seen him in the background here. So he gets us out, walk, a lot of long walks. And, I'm from Jersey my whole life. So I spent a lot of time at the shore. We're near the shore here, South Jersey. So I love to spend all the summers at the shore, reading on the beach, which relaxes me. I love to read a great deal. I'm always reading, whether it's a book, and I don't even read, I read like heavy stuff. Like right now I'm reading about the opioid, the Sackler family, that whole thing. what, you know, what the Hulu show, which is on right now, what that's about. So reading that, true crime, I love to read true crime. So I'm always reading newspapers, you know, which gives me great ideas for work also,
Sure.
you know. And that's what, you know, an editor does. You're always like searching. Oh, this would make a great piece. Let's do this.
Yeah. All right. And I'll just give a plug. I want to get your contact information in a minute, but
Yeah.
us here at Kates-Boylston, we're going to be having 3 events coming up in Baltimore, Hanover, Maryland. It's just outside of Baltimore at the Live Casino and Hotel. And the first one will be on November 30th. It's our Thrive Conference. The second one is our Funeral Service Business Plan. That one's December 1st and 2nd. And we're going to have a Cremation Strategies Conference on December 3rd. And I understand you'll be at all 3. And information on those events can be found at our website, Kates-Boylston.com. And how can people get in touch with you? What's your email or phone number? And I know you'll be meeting a lot of people when we're in Maryland at the event.
Yes, that'll be great. I'm looking forward to that. It is L Cavanaugh, which is LCAVANAUGH at kbpublications.com. And the phone is 732-746-0201.
Hey, all right. Got to look at it. It's all brand new to you. So yeah, we got it.
Yeah, sorry, I had to read that.
No, okay. And Lynn, thank you so much. I look forward to working with you and looking forward to seeing Funeral Service Insider down the line and what new content and fresh ideas, fresh designs that we'll have in there. So thank you again for joining us
Great.
here.
Thanks, Stan. All right.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.